Hey, it's your Wisconsin Wine Guide. I am back. Maybe you watched the video of the review for the Don Edmundo Cabernet Sauvignon, or maybe you haven't. But it'll be attached to this video so you can watch this, and then I'll attach the food pairing to that video, the review video. This is my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts of doing the wine reviews, is when I have this idea in my head for food, and I must bring it out and try it with the wine, especially if I had a wine that instantly made me think of food, and this was one of those for sure. So here's what I put together. You know, I like to call this a refrigerator clean out. You open the fridge and say, yo, I got this, I got that, I got that. Let's put this together, put that together, let's go for it. So we have here is a flatbread that I had in the refrigerator. I have some mixed greens, you know, a blend of spinach, beet greens, arugula, what is that? Arugula and kale. Okay, so bitter greens in there for my daily greens. And then throw some onions, some cheeses, you know, and then I have from my favorite local Asian market, I have some pork spring rolls, okay, with a Thai chili sauce. So we're going to see how this is going to go with this wine, the Don Edmundo Cabernet from Argentina, Mendoza, 2023. So, first I want to do this for you. If you've been following me long enough, you know, when you have this little residue on your glass, that is AKA the legs that I call the essence. You know, when you do that swirl, you drink all the wine, there's still wine residue that it slowly filters down, and you're left with this pool of wine. I call this the essence of the wine. You give this a smell, if there's a fault that exists in that wine, it's going to show up right there. You know, the theory of, you know, the more surface of air, the more aromatic the wine is going to be, also will accentuate its faults. So here we go, the essence of the Don Edmundo. I just like saying that. Oh, and with that essence, whoo, baby, it's nice. Very, very, very nice, clean nose. Pick up the fruit, more tang fruit, you know, like a tart cherry, subtle plum, and subtle, I'm going to go with like a little smokiness here, but very subtle. Wow, so essence is nice. Let's give it some pours. I get it refreshed. Then we're going to try it with this dish that I just came up with at the spare of the moment. I like when I create these dishes, you know, because I like to introduce people to wine and food pairings. Step outside the box. Don't stay in a frame, and don't be afraid to explore. Here we go. Refresh. All right. We're going to start first with the flatbread with the Italian cheeses, onion, bitter greens, and I had some tomatoes I chopped up and put a little bit of that on there too. This was the quickest flatbread or quickest flatbread pizza. Here we go. Mmm. Mmm. And I also threw on my 00 spice just for the extra flavor. Mmm. That tastes good. Oh wow. Just as I thought. You know what I thought about the wine, what I said about the fruit when you watch the review. But that fruit really comes through and blends very well with the flavors of this flatbread. I thought the bitter greens would make the wine taste astringent or bitter, but not at all. Maybe it's that 00. But that goes nice. But again, we have the cheese, we have that protein, that fat. And a great acidity is in this. It's Don Edmundo Cabernet. So that worked out great. That's fantastic. Now, I'm going to try to do this pork spring roll without sauce first. All right. So we got some cabbage. We got the pork. You know, we got some was that rice noodles? Ugh. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I buy it freshly made. Then I come home and freeze it and eat at my leisure. Oh wow. I was a little concerned because it's a deep fried product and because it's cabbage. But I was hoping that pork will come through and work with the wine, which is what it did. Fantastic. But we still have one more taste. We have to have it with the Thai chili sauce. Here goes nothing. Now, that Thai chili sauce is a little bit sweet. Okay, a lot sweet can be, but it has a lot of heat there with the peppers. There we are. Ooh, baby. That's spicy. Okay. Here's the verdict on that. There's a lot of flavor in that sauce. A lot of flavor, a lot of spice. It's not overly sweet, but there's a sweetness to it. Now, I was concerned with whether or not that sweetness will kill this wine. But I was also depending on the meat, the savory components here. One more taste. We have our wine. Okay. I like the way the wine gives a cooling feel, you know, with the spiciness. Again, there's so much flavor in this sauce that the sauce itself overpowers the wine. But that's what some of the sauce did on my palate. But taking it afterwards, definitely pick up on the notice the sweetness that's in the sauce, and it makes the wine not so fruity. Together as a whole, I thought it was a nice cleanser, but after it, all right, there it goes. It's coming. So it's a horse apiece. You have to try it yourself and let me know what you think. So I personally would have both of these with the Don Edmundo Cabernet of Argentina. What's the Wisconsin wine guy saying is always that your palate be the guy with selecting your wine and your food. I'm about to throw down. See you next time. Ciao.